Welcome to Cook with Cabela's this week. I'm up here near Cabela's Springfield, Oregon store with pro staffer Tiffany Haugen. And Tiffany's got some good camp cooking ideas for us. What are we going to do today?
We're going to do some bluegill coconut fried.
That sounds great.
Yep, and we're going to just do a camp coleslaw.
That's great. Last night, Tiffany's husband Scott and I got out in this pond right here and caught a mess of bluegill. So let's throw it over to Scott and he can show us how to clean those up.
Hi, I'm Scott Haugen. What we're going to share with you today is a way to fillet a panfish. Now, just like any fish, there are multiple ways to go about cleaning them and preparing them. But for the cooking method that we're going to be using with these fish that we caught, we're going to fillet them. So when you're working with a little fish like this is how I like going about filleting it. It's very simple. This is a fish that's already been gutted. And I'm just going to make a couple cuts and then get the fillet off. I'm going to start by slipping the knife under the dorsal fin, going underneath the ear flap there, and going right under the gills. Okay? Once I get that cut made, I'm just going to turn the fish and take the very point of the knife and shove it right underneath the skin. Now don't insert it too far because these are very soft meated fish. I'm just sliding it all the way past the dorsal fin, right down to the tail. But I don't want to cut the tail off. This is where I see a lot of people make mistakes, and it's kind of hard handling a little fillet like this. Now at this point, all I'm going to do is insert the knife back into the initial cut and just drag it towards you. You'll be able to feel the spine, and you're kind of letting the spine be your guide of where that knife blade is going to fall. Just keep working it towards you, working it towards you. Pretty soon you'll have a flap of the fillet that you can lift up and just keep working the meat away from the bone. Now at this point, as you get down towards the belly, you're going to get into the ribs. Don't cut too deep because you don't want to expose the abdominal cavity if the guts are still in it, and you don't want the ribs on the meat. We're going after a boneless fillet here. Now what we've done here is we've got the whole fillet ready to peel back to the tail. We're going past the ventral fin. Now I'm just going to fold the fillet over. Now when I fold that over, I just want to kind of lightly compress it here so that it doesn't break. Then I'm just going to take the knife, insert it into the meat at about a 90-degree angle, get my fingernail in there, and then just get that knife under the meat on top of the skin and slide that fillet right off of there. Again, it's not a big impressive fillet, but when you have a bucket load of these like we have to clean today, it's going to make for great eating. We're going to wash this thing up and get to work on the other side.
All right, thanks to Scott for getting all those cleaned up. I was just off camera, not helping. So we got a mess of bluegill we got to clean, but what are we going to start with?
Yeah, let's start with making our coleslaw first because it's kind of nice to let those flavors marinate a little bit.
All right.
And I've actually got most of it prepared. You know, when you're camp cooking or out there on the trail or, you know, hunting camp, it's really nice to prepare stuff up ahead of time.
I mean, that's the convenience factor, and it's so much easier prepping your vegetables ahead of time rather than prepping them at camp.
Less things you have to bring to camp, and it's really easy to keep things cold. You can have everything kind of pre-measured out. So basically what we've got here, we've got some cabbage.
All right.
Of course, the main ingredient in coleslaw.
Yeah. I love coleslaw.
And then some shredded carrots.
All right.
And really any veggies you like in here are great. A little cilantro.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Parsley's nice, fresh chives are good in there. And then I like it a little sweet, so we're gonna add some raisins.
Got some raisins in there, oh great.
And then I also like to, I don't shred the apple ahead of time because that'll turn brown, so I'll let you go ahead and start shredding some green apple in there. That's gonna give us a lot of really great sweetness.
And a nice crunch too as well.
Yes. It seems like adding an apple to coleslaw, kids like it better.
No, that's right. Get them to eat their vegetables and their fruit.
Yeah, and another thing I made ahead of time, which I'll do with my marinades, my salad dressings, sauces, any of that, just do it up ahead of time, keep it in the cooler, and I just did a buttermilk style coleslaw dressing for this. It's a little sweeter than traditional buttermilk, but again, it'll mix with those cabbage flavors nicely. All right, that looks pretty good. I like having a sous chef right here with me. And then we're just gonna put that on. Toss it around.
All right.
Those colors look good.
That's good. I mean,
red pepper is another nice addition in there too.
I'm always very messy. I don't know if I'd make a very good sous chef. But
well, you could be like the kids and just get in there and use your hands.
That's right.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
I'll stir that a little bit more, and then I'll put it on ice, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, you know, one thing to kind of think ahead of time when you're in camp is keeping things cold, you know, especially if you have a hot day.
That's right.
So bring along some extra containers, some larger bowls that you can set the coleslaw or the potato salad or the macaroni salad in. Because you want to keep everything at the food-safe temperatures. So that'll sit there.
A little bit of ice.
Yep. Flavors will meld in there, and we can get right to our bluegill.
Right to our bluegill.
Yep. We're going to take this here and we are gonna just dredge in flour.
Got some great little bluegill nuggets, man. We caught
Yep.
a mess of bluegill last night.
This is just a perfect little nugget,
That's
one
right.
bite. If you don't have very many, they can be an appetizer. If you have a lot, you can have a whole
Make
heap
a
of
meal
them.
out of it.
Yeah, and then we just run that through the egg, and then we're gonna press it into, it's about a 3/4 of a cup of panko
Yep.
to a half a cup of unsweetened coconut.
And why do you use panko instead of like a regular breadcrumb?
I love the crunch that panko gives. It's the Japanese breadcrumb, you know, available in any stores.
Yeah, most grocery stores have it, and they
Yeah.
do. It, you know, you think it's just another breadcrumb, but it's not. Panko does give fried food another
Yes.
level of crunchiness.
Yes, it
that's
does. And
way
yeah.
above a cracker or a regular breadcrumb.
And
I
I mean, kids love it. You can put just about anything, coat it in panko, and skillet fry it up, and kids will eat it.
All
I
right,
think.
great.
And so, and I use unsweetened coconut. You could put a little sweetened coconut in there, but you want to be careful because that'll brown really fast when
so
you fry
all
it.
that sugar in that coconut browns faster.
Yeah. So we can go ahead and. I'm trying to keep one hand clean.
That's right.
But, you know, not the fastest process, but this is another thing, you know, get your kids in here. Don't worry about getting all messy.
Yeah, you know, kids
But-
like to make a mess a little bit, and they like to. It's always funner if they think they're making a mess.
Yeah,
so.
make them a part of the process.
That's right.
And when you actually, I always like to do everything ahead of time, have it all ready on the tray, because these are just going to take literally seconds to fry up
That's right.
because they're so tiny. So you want to get this whole platter full. And as they sit here, if you lose a little of that crunch, you
Yep.
can actually dredge them again
Re-dredge 'em,
in the breadcrumbs there. All right, let me get some of this off my fingers, and we'll put. Want to grab some of that coconut oil?
I can do that.
We'll put about a quarter cup in the half a cup in that pan.
Okay.
Yeah, just about a 1/4 of an inch is good.
All right.
That's
Get some up
looks
there.
great. We might have to move that around a little to keep it even, but that's all right. We'll heat
right.
that up. We've already got the pan nice and preheated in the sunshine
That's
here.
right. It's been sitting there in the sun. It's a little warm
Yep,
day in
yep.
Oregon.
And you can almost tell that just starts to get really liquid there.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and put one in, kind
Do
of
it.
see what we got going on.
A little
I'll
test
start with
fish.
some of the thicker fillets just
Okay.
so they get done as quick. And I see a little sizzle
Getting a
already.
little sizzle
so
going, so-
we're good. Let's place those. You want to try not to have them touching each other.
Yeah, add a little spacey pan. That
Yep.
oil's going to cool down, obviously, if you get too much in there.
Yep,
so.
yep.
But like you said, we're not deep frying. We're pan frying.
Yes,
so,
yes. Keeping it a little healthier.
Yeah. We'll say a lot healthier.
Yeah, and by the time we finish getting everything in,
The first
I will
ones
be
will be ready
ready
to
to
flip.
start flipping. So I hope you have made a mental note of my
yeah,
exact
it's like the game
order.
concentration. I'm
Exact.
watching how you do that.
And if I flip the wrong one, you know, a buzzer might sound. Can I squeeze one more in? I bet I
I think you can
can.
get that whole pan going.
All right, so all the sides underneath there, that is going to crisp up. I can already see we're getting
Yeah,
brown
that's
on
the
the
first
bottom.
one you put in.
So, oh my gosh, that is
Perfect.
exactly what we're looking for.
I've already forgot what the next one
Oh,
was.
come on, really? Which one? Ooh,
I know you went
nice,
with the big ones
nice.
first. Yep, perfect.
You know, I'm going to come back to that other middle one.
Yeah, those are looking really good. I mean, that doesn't take
Look at that.
any time at all
No time.
to fry up.
We were talking seconds.
That's right. Those
All
are
right,
looking
a couple
great.
more to flip.
I can smell that coconut.
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start taking these center ones off.
All right, I'll get this plate
Oh,
out of your way.
those just look delicious.
I mean, total cooking time on those was maybe a minute, maybe a minute and a half.
Yeah, and these are something, again, like I said before, as an appetizer, as you're frying these up, I mean, my kids who have caught them usually,
Yep.
are kind of just standing here ready.
Hovering, ready to come
Yep.
right off the grill. All right, those
That
look,
guy right there.
man, those look just great.
Yeah, let me take this,
Swap it around.
put that. You might
Set
want to
that
let
there.
them cool off just a smidge.
I can't wait to try these, but since those are a little hot, I'm going to try your coleslaw first.
Okay, you know what? I brought you a fork.
Thank you very much. I can already tell this is going to be great.
Let's see if you can do this without a bib.
No. I'm going to get some raisins in there, a big old chunk of crunchy cabbage because I love crunchy cabbage. Nothing better than fresh coleslaw. And I know this is, I mean, there's not a lot of sauce on here, so it's not like dripping.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not soggy.
Right. And that'll stay, you know, you can put that away and serve it again for another meal in the
I'm
cooler.
just going to keep eating this. But
Here,
I
let
know.
me, I'll give you a little squeeze of lemon over these.
Okay, I know that fish is going to be great.
There we go.
Pull this one right here. It's been off a little longer so it won't burn my tongue. And no dipping sauce or anything, but you could probably put a little cocktail sauce on there if you want.
You could
but
have dipping sauce, but
maybe a little mango lime sauce
There
or
you go.
something.
You could
Keep-
get
Keep
fancy.
it tropical. I don't think we're going to have to. I think this is going to be pretty good. I love coconut.
So you get the flavor even though we didn't use sweetened coconut.
That's right.
But I put a little bit of sugar in the flour,
that's where a
so
little
you got a
sweetness
sweetness. Yeah, yeah.
When I was a little kid, I used to get in trouble for eating handfuls of coconut right out of the bag. These remind me of being a kid. Thanks for joining us. Come back next week. We'll have another great meal on Cook with Cabela's.